Hi, you guys. It is Thursday, October 17th, 2019. My name is Doris, and this is the Knit and Pearl Podcast, episode 184. You can find the show notes for this podcast on knitandpearl-doris.blogspot.com. In social media, I am One Fine Cow, all spelled out, on Ravelry and Twitter. I am One Fine Design, the number one, on Facebook and Etsy. And I am Doris M. Smith, all lowercase, and smooshed together on Instagram. This podcast has a Ravelry group, which is the Knit and Pearl Podcast group. I'm telling you all of this, but you don't have to remember because in the down bar below, there are convenient links to the show notes, to the Ravelry group, to my Etsy store. If you go to the show notes, at the top of the show notes is my social medias with clickable links. You can click and go over and follow me, and I'll follow you back. Thank you very much. I do every podcast a Ravelry group birthday shout out, and I have 3 birthdays. It'll be from the 16th of October through the end of the month, and we have Pindall. Her birthday is today, actually. Yes, happy birthday. We have Laura Holhalf. Her birthday is on the 22nd. And last but not least, we have Made by Faye. Her birthday is on the 31st of October. So happy birthday to you all. I hope that you are having or will have a wonderful birthday, that you got to spend time with friends and family, that you enjoying some nice fibery gifts, that you got to do the things that you wanted to do, and most of all, that you had your version of a birthday cake. Happy birthday, you all. And if it was your birthday at this time and you do not share that information on Ravelry, happy birthday to you as well. So that brings us into the alongs. Excuse me for a moment. We are doing a pink along for the month of October for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So please join us in knitting pink for breast cancer awareness and for a chance to win a skein of hand spun in pink. I showed it last time. I have not done anything with it. Oh, sorry. It'll get done eventually and it will go to the winner. Rules are you must be a member of the group to qualify for prizes. Knit or crochet something in shades of pink with at least 100 yards of yarn. Post in the faux thread before October 31st is when the thread will be closing for a chance to win. Winner will be chosen by random number generator. Chatter is welcome and encouraged also in the thread. So, story of the week and stash enhancement. I do have some new stash. So, I will show you this. As you know, as I spoke before, I've been yarn searching for the perfect yarn for the rug sweater, which is a free pattern on Ravelry, but I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money. So I was perusing the finished objects and found somebody that had used Wool of the Andes bulky, and I didn't know Wool of the Andes had bulky. So I immediately went over and purchased a sweater's quantity or more of Knit Picks Wool of the Andes. This color is called Crush. It is a fuchsia pink. I bought 8 skeins of this. It is 100%. Let me just read you what's on here. 100% Peruvian Highland wool. It's 137 yards. Bulky weight They suggest using 10 or 11 needles, hand wash, and dry flat. There's that color. And I bought 3 skeins of chocolate. So pretty. These 2 together. It's going to be my rug. And it has been cast on, so you will see it in the whips. That's it. That's all of the stashing that I did. Yes, that is it. So, I have finished a few things and cast on a few new things over the last 2 weeks. Ted is doing better. He has less back pain. Thank you so much for your prayers. He had a birthday on the 12th, and we spent the day at St. Louis Zoo with his children and some of his children and grandchildren and his sister. It was Oktoberfest. There was a band that played. We saw some animals. We sit and listen to music, and we had bratwursts and hot dogs and the yummy stuff. So it was a good day. It was started out at 40 degrees, but I was able to wear a finished object with a shirt underneath and was comfortable, except my face and hands were cold. But by the end of the day, it was warm and nice. So that is it. That's all that's happened. Work is work. And I started this week making $2 less an hour. But I have a job. God will provide, and it is wonderful. So no worries. But keep us in your thoughts and prayers on that. So that leads us to foes. I have 2 foes. Can you guess which ones they are? I finished the fairy leaf dress, which is a free pattern on Ravelry by Yarnspiration Design Studio. The yarn I used was a Lion Brand ice cream in the color Strawberry Fairs. I don't know how to say the last word. Needles I used were 6s, 4 millimeters, 24-inch circular, and I have a finished object. If you could see, there's where I was the last time you saw it. And I finished the lace. I finished the little sleeve caps. Woven the ends and sewed on the cutest little button. So cute, so pretty. There it is. I haven't had Marley over to try it on yet. It's supposed to be a 6-month size, but I think it's bigger. I think it turned out bigger than 6 months. I don't know. But there it is. So precious. Again, if you've been following along, you know that there are a little bit of issues with the pattern. But all in all, I think with my guesswork, it turned out pretty good. Yep, it's pretty good. And I used less than a skein. I didn't break into the second skein I had, so that is that. Finished object 1. Finished object 2 is the Tecumseh sweater, which is a paid-for pattern on Ravelry by Caitlin Hunter. The yarn I used was the main color. It was a Lion Brand ice cream big scoop in the moon mist colorway. Then this gray, dark gray is a Kartapu Cozy Wool Sport in the smoky gray colorway, and this pink up here was that pink that makes the cross is another Kartapu Act Soft in pink. Needles I used was a US 4 and a US 6 40-inch circulars. And when you saw it last time, it had one sleeve. And now it is a finished object. And I love it so much. I finished it Thursday, the 10th. I took it downstairs. I finished it, finished it and wove in all the ends and took it down and steam blacked it. I did not pin it out or anything. I just steamed it and kind of like rubbed it out, and I didn't really pin it out or stretch it aggressively. And I came home Friday after work and put it on and wore it the rest of the night. It was so comfortable and nice. And so I also wore it to the zoo on Saturday with a long sleeve shirt under it for just because it was like when we left the house it was in the 30s, and when we got to the zoo it was 40-ish. So I'm going to try and put it on so you can see it in all its glory. I love it. If you follow me on Instagram, you've already seen a couple pictures, but for those of you who don't have an Instagram, here we have it. This one turned out bigger than my first Tecumseh. I did knit it a little longer, but all over it turned out bigger. I don't know. I don't know if it was a gauge issue or what, but you know what? I love it. I love the way it fits, and with nothing on under it, it's very comfortable and nice. And it did keep me warm at the zoo, so you know what they say, acrylic don't keep you that warm, but it did keep me warm and comfortable. I did a 3/4 inch sleeve because that's what I like. And so this yarn, I bought this yarn and I didn't know what I was going to do with it, and then I tried to make a summer top with it, crocheted. I didn't like the way it turned out. It was I didn't like it, so I frogged it, and I just decided when I finished my last Tecumseh that I was going to make a Tecumseh out of this. Okay, so this pink, which is not showing up in true color. There, that's the true color. I made Marley's baby blanket, the, what is it? Called a midwife's blanket, out of that. And this color is from my first Tecumseh. And also this is my third ever colorwork project, and I love it. I like the way the colors come through, the stripes go through there. And on the sleeve, since there's a smaller circumference, it kind of turned out different, but I love it. Each sleeve is a little different, but I love it. I absolutely love the way it turned out. So that is the finished objects. So works in progress. I did not touch the Captive Heart Afghan. I did a little bit of work on the shawl I've been knitting. I did finish one skein of the yarn and started on the second one last night. This is the No Fuss Shade Loving Shawl, which is a free pattern on Ravelry by Carol Hagar. The yarn, whoops, I'm in the wrong place. I said the wrong. It's Susan Ashcroft. Sorry. Is the author of the pattern, and the yarn is, I love this yarn in the color 868 Winter Flower. The needle I'm using is US 9, 5.5 millimeter, Addy Turbo 40-inch circular. And I love it. Like I said, I started the second ball, and I'm so surprised how far I got. This is one skein of yarn plus one row. Not even a whole row. So this is a modified in the pattern because the normal pattern has like garter bumps by the eyelet row. And I decided not to do the garter bumps to make it a more drapier, not jump up fabric as the other one. So this I'm making for Judy, our friend Judy, who is wonderful, and I wanted to do something for her. That is that. Let me see where I was. I didn't do a whole lot. I didn't get a whole lot done because, squirrels and new projects, and I did a little. I got one eyelet row done and almost ready for the next eyelet row. So there you have it. Like I said, second ball of yarn on. So that's that. That is all of the projects you saw last week, because two of the projects from last week are foes. So I started 2 new projects. The first one in my Amy Beth bag, Fat Squirrel Fibers bag, that I got a couple years ago. Well, maybe just last year. I started a baby poncho for a friend who asked me to make it for her newborn baby. It is, I'm going to get to a pattern picture. It's a free pattern on Ravelry by Lion Brand Yarns. The pattern is knit with organic cotton. I am using acrylic, but isn't that a cute little thing? So it's a hooded baby poncho, free pattern on Ravelry by Lion Brand Yarns. The yarn I'm using is a Big Twist, which is 100% acrylic in it's called Pink Denim colorway. The needles I'm using are it's a US 8 5mm Knit Pro Zing. I think this is like a 32-inch circular. There you have it. I have a few more, maybe 1.5 inches more to go before I get to the neck opening, and it's knit where you knit up, you make a neck opening, close it and knit down, then you come back and you pick up the stitches for the hood and you knit a little pocket. I don't know if I'm going to knit the pocket or not. We'll see. But there you have it. I started this on the 6th, I believe I put that, on the 6th of October. And that's how much I've gotten done. I tried to pick it up and knit a few rows. I did quite a bit on it last night. That is that. And the one that has captured me tremendously, in case you haven't guessed, I started the rug sweater, which is not a free, yes, it is a free pattern, I'm sorry, on Ravelry by Junka Okamoto. The yarn I am using is the Knit Picks Wool of the Andes Bulky in Crush and Chocolate. I started this project, I think I also started it, I casted it on when the yarn came. I wrote it down. Where is it? I casted it on the 6th as well. I knit the rows until it went to the neck, for the, what do you call it? The short row neck shaping. And I put it down because I wanted to finish these 2 projects before I really got into it. Here's a picture of the rug. Like I said, I started it on the 6th of October and put it back away until I finished these 2, and then I picked it back up. And I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm using a US 9. Ooh, am I getting... And a Chow, and I think it is a 47-inch circular. I'm not for sure, but here you have what I've gotten done so far. It's okay, up here you can see that it is brown and pink. I'm calling it my cherry mash rug. For anyone who knows what a cherry mash candy bar is, this is my cherry mash rug. This is the biggest part of the color work, and then then after this part you go to separate for the sleeves, and then you do more color work on the body and knit as much as you want, and then you do the sleeves. This has a really, every time you do a color work session and finish it, you are adding stitches and you are doing short rows in the back. So this will be a sweater that is lower in the back than it is in the front, which is cool. And I'm loving the knit, and I'm sure I will also love the sweater, and I'm planning on using this as a coat. Instead of putting on a coat, I'll throw this on over my clothes to go to work or wherever. I think it will be, and this yarn is so squishy. So squishy, and it doesn't take long. It's working up pretty fast, and this is actually almost 2 skeins of the pink. So yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. And as I said, I have not touched any of the spinning. Got to make myself start doing 15 minutes a day, or 20 minutes a day or whatever. But I'm sure whoever wins the pink along won't mind waiting a little bit if it's not done. Because you don't want me to hurry and make it ugly. So anyway, I do have a Pinterest that goes along with the fall season. It is... Okay, hang on, let me open my iPad because I have it opened. 14 free fall knitting patterns. There you have it, and I like that pumpkin. And there's a few patterns. Let me open it up. There's a few patterns that I would like to knit out of this. So, well, it didn't open up. Hang on. Here it is. Maybe it was already opened up. So, a washcloth and a pretty, it's called a foliage hat, and some doggy gloves, pumpkins, and what is this? A mini, no, a feral owl. Looks like a little pouch. Cell phone, yeah. There are some boot cuffs. And this one really caught my eye. It's a shoulder cozy. I really like that. I want to make that, I think. And some maple leaves for like a little garland or something. And a mini cardigan. And what is this? A baby blanket. Some socks. Scallop socks. And we have scrappy hats. Super soft hats. And we have arm warmers. And a pinwheel cardigan. That looks pretty. Is it crocheted or is it knitted? That's it. That's it. And that is a pretty cool one. So if you're interested, you can go over to the show notes and click the link. The link in the just click on Pinterest and you'll be able to go there. That's all I got, guys. That's it. So thank you so much for coming and spending a few minutes with me. Please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Tell me what you're looking forward to knit this. Oh, Lord, look at that. I can't fix it. Oh, my God. It's going the wrong way. That was crazy. I never mess with my hair. What am I doing? Anyway, tell me in the comments what you're looking forward to knitting this season. And anyway, if you have time, go over and have a look at my Etsy store, like a few things. And if you find something you can't live without, I'll happily sell it to you and ship it to you lightning fast. And I'll see you in 2 weeks for the next episode of the Knit and Purl podcast. Bye, you guys.